and let me share the screen, right? So these are the main important things related to the system databases. So always system databases are very important in managing your SQL Server. Okay. So master will store the SQL Server settings and all. Okay. And other database paths, other objects, metadata and all will be stored in the master database. Model will act as a template for the newly created databases. If model is not there, okay, you cannot create new databases including tempdb. So in case if tempdb is not created, your SQL Server won't start. MSDB will store the automation related information, jobs, alerts, maintenance plans, SSIS packages, okay, backup tables information, restore table information, log shipping related information will be stored in the MSDB. In case if MSDB is corrupted, only jobs will be disturbed, okay, remaining part will work fine. And tempdb will act as a temporary database for the newly created, okay, sorry, not newly created, yeah, okay, tempdb will act as a temporary database for the users. All the data processing will be done in the tempdb only. So if there is no tempdb, your SQL Server won't run properly. Okay, so whenever you restart the SQL Server, a new tempdb will be created. Okay, this is the main important of tempdb usage, right? And one more system database we have, that is your resource database, where I can see the resource database. What is the proof that SQL Server will maintain a resource database? Okay, right. So if you see here, okay, sp underscore help db, sp underscore help db will tell you how many databases are there in your SQL Server. Sp underscore help db will tell you how many databases are there in your SQL Server. Okay, so if you see here in this output also, you cannot see the resource database. You can see master, model, MSDB and tempdb only, and remaining all are user databases, student, sales, employee. These are the user databases, right? And you can see the size of each database. You can see the owner of each database, the database ID. Every object will have object ID, remember. Sorry for that. In SQL Server will have object IDs. Every object will have object ID. Database will have database IDs. Table will have table IDs. Login will have SIDs. Job ID. Every object will have ID, like how roll numbers are there, how employee numbers are there for us. In the same way, every object will have an ID in the SQL Server. Okay, so master database ID is 1. Why? Because master is the very important database, right? The master database is the first database in the SQL Server. Okay, all the settings will be stored in the master only, and all other files information also will be stored in the master only. So always master should start first, then only other user database and system database will start. So master database ID is 1. Then after master, model is very important. Okay, why? Because all the data processing will be done in the tempdb. After master, tempdb is very important. Okay, why? Because the whole data processing, everything related to the SQL Server will run in the tempdb only. So you can see the tempdb ID is 2. Then model database ID is 3. Okay, this one model database ID is 3. And you can see the fourth system database, that is MSDB. That is the, okay, you can see the ID of the MSDB is 4. Okay, master is 1, tempdb is 2, model database is 3, and MSDB is 4. Okay.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yes, yes.
You said TempTV will be data will be removed when the SQL Server is restarted, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is that data is removed permanently or it will
No,
be stored in another?
no. Actually, what happened is only processing part will be done in the tempdb. Okay, once processing is completed, the whole data will be stored in each database permanently. Okay,
Okay,
we
okay,
have two files, right? One is MDF file, another one is log file, right? So
yes,
MDF file will store the data permanently.
okay,
Okay, once processing is done, the data will be stored in the MDF permanently. Okay, so in
okay,
case if you restart the SQL Server, the actual data won't be affected. Why? Because see here, sales database, last week we have created the table. In the meanwhile, I have
okay,
restarted this laptop multiple times. Why I can see the records? Right? Only temporary data will be cleared, not permanent data. Permanent data won't be impacted. Permanent data will be stored permanently until you delete the data manually.
okay, okay,
Okay, clear?
okay,
So
Yes, sir.
Permanent data won't be impacted. Permanent data will be stored permanently. Okay, in case you want to delete it, you have to either run the delete statement or you want to run the truncate or drop queries to delete the data permanently from the data files, right?
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
So you can see here, these are the important things. Master ID is 1, TempDB ID is 2, and model ID is 3, and your MSDB ID is 4. Let me discuss the resource database. Resource database is also very important. Master and resource database both are wife and husband kind of thing. Whatever objects are going to be stored in the master database, the same objects will be stored in the resource database. In the master, the objects will be stored logically. Only logical paths will be stored in the master database, whereas in the resource database, the same data will be stored physically. That is the difference between the master and resource database. Master and resource are wife and husband. Okay, same data, whatever data you are storing in the master database, the same data will be stored in the resource database. In the master, it will just store the data logically, whereas in the resource database, it will store it in the physically. Okay, before SQL Server 2005, we don't have resource database. Resource database is introduced from SQL Server 2005 onwards. In the SQL Server 2000, we don't have resource database. In SQL Server 2005, we can find the resource database in a different location. From SQL Server 2008 onwards, you can find the resource database files in a bin folder of instance root directory. Okay, so I'll show you the resource database files. Okay, go to your C programs, go to the instance root directory, C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. This is your instance root directory, MS SQL. There you can see bin folder, right? Bin. There, if you go down, little bit go down, there you can see resource database data file and resource database log file. Okay, MS SQL system resource will be the name. See here. MS SQL system resource is the resource database data file, and MS SQL system resource is the resource database log file. How to identify which one is data file and which one is log file?
On that icon, there are two boxes also.
Icon. Okay, icon. See here, for data file you can see the table. This is the table icon. Okay, just a small table, right? All data files you can see tables. Okay, if you see here also, these are my data files, right? For all the data files you can see the table here. For the log files you can see small notepad kind of thing. Just by looking the icons, you are able to tell which one is data file and which one is log file. Always data files will have tables, log file will have small notepad kind of a rough notes kind of thing. Okay, here also this is your resource database data file and this is your resource database log file. Okay, all the information will be stored in this resource database permanently. Whatever information you are storing in the master database, okay, all the resource database information will be stored in the resource database like physically. That is the usage of the resource database. Okay, again, master database and resource database both are wife and husband kind of thing. If master is not there or if resource is not there, your SQL Server won't start. In case your resource database is also deleted by someone, no one can delete the resource database from SQL Server Management Studio. Why? Because there is no option to see the resource database here. But if if someone moved these files physically to different location or someone deleted this file, okay, now you cannot delete it. Okay, why? Because your SQL Server is up and running. See here, the action can't be completed because the files are in open in SQL Server. Okay, in case I'm trying to right click, delete the file, any file, okay, it won't allow us to delete the file. Not only this one, okay, even your normal databases also, in case you want to delete the file manually, okay, right click delete, it won't allow you to delete. Okay, why? Because it will simply tell you the files are in open state. Why? Because your SQL Server is up and running, right? Your SQL Server is up and running means the connections will be open for this system databases. Okay, so not only system database, user databases also, once it is connected to the SQL Server, it will create a bond in the SQL Server. So in case if your SQL Server is up and running, no one can delete the files. If your SQL Server is down, then you can delete it. Why? Because the connections are closed, right? To the databases, to the files, the connections will be closed, right? If connections are closed, you can delete the files physically. If SQL Server is up and running, you cannot delete. No one can delete the files. If SQL Server is up and running, no one can delete the files. It will simply throw you the error. The action can't be completed because the files are in use. You know, right? So in case you opened a document, a Word document, and you are trying to rename the Word document, it won't allow. Why? Because you already open it. It is in use. Or else you want to delete the Word document, it won't allow you to delete. Why? Because the file is already open. A lock is already there on that file, so it won't allow you to delete the file, to rename the file. In the same way, if the SQL server is up and running, you cannot delete any of the files, you cannot delete any of the system database files or log files. Okay, it will simply throw you. In case you want to delete user database also, it won't allow you to, okay, delete the files. Okay, if you see here, okay, you cannot rename it also. Student, right? I can rename. Okay, if you see here, can I rename it to student one? It will throw you the error. Okay, the action can't be completed because the files is open in SQL server. So you cannot rename and you cannot delete the files. In case if your SQL server is up and running, if I want to rename it, I have to stop my SQL server. If I want to copy these files from this location to another location, I want to do cut paste or copy paste, or I want to rename, or I want to delete, anything you want to do, you cannot do if your SQL server is up and running. If your SQL server is down, then you can do whatever you want. You can delete the files also. But again, once you start the SQL server, see here, I'll tell you one thing. Okay, let me control X. I usually I cannot copy these files. Control X. Okay, let me copy these files to another location. Control Shift N, master. Okay, Control V. Actually I cannot copy. Okay, it will simply throw you the error. See, try again. Let me start the SQL server now. Now my SQL server is stopped, right? So you can see the status, it will be changed. Now let me try again. Okay, let me open this folder. Already we just created one master database folder, right? Master folder. Now let me try again. Now you can see, okay, files will be copied to this location, right? Now you can see, right? Now can I start my SQL server or not?
So you can start.
If you see here, okay, you can see the status will be changed to stopped state. Now can I start my SQL server or not? Now my SQL server will be up and running properly, or it will throw any error.
It shows an error.
Which error it
No,
will
it
throw?
will stop.
It will
It
start.
will not run.
Okay.
Just you are copied, sir. You are not moved.
No. I moved it. Cut paste. I didn't copy paste. Okay. You can see here. Okay. You don't see any files, master database files here. Okay. I did the
Okay.
cut
No,
It will
paste,
that's
throw
not
okay.
copy
error.
paste. It will
It
throw
will
the
throw
error.
error because the location has been changed, or either you have to change the location under the system configuration.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. So now in two ways I can fix the issue. One is I have to go to the configuration manager. Okay.
Change the
I
location.
have to go to the startup parameters. Okay. Here I have to change the new path. Okay. What is the new path? This is my new path. Okay. Here, if I give the new path here, then you can change and you can start the SQL server. Let me start the SQL server first. Okay. Start it. Okay, so I'll get the error like this. The request failed for the service did not respond timely fashion. Consult the event log, okay, or the application error log details. So you don't know what is the exact reason. I just deleted the files or else I moved the files. Now you are a DBA, you are in the shift, you are trying to start the service. You will get the error like this. How to start troubleshooting for this? Okay, as there is no SQL Server error log, now you cannot access the SQL Server error log also. In case if you access the SQL Server error log, you can check the error, what is the error and all. But now in this case, you cannot access the SQL Server error log. Okay, now only the other way is we have event viewer. Okay, the shortcut is event viewer. Okay, event EVENT VWR. Okay, VWR. Just event viewer. If you run, if you just open the run and if you type event viewer EVENT VWR, then event viewer will open. It will log all the application related errors and all. Okay, SQL Server is also an application in the Windows server, right? So where I have to check, expand this one, go to the Windows logs, go to the application logs. There you can see, okay, error for SQL Server. You can filter the errors also. Okay, see here one error is there which is related to the SQL. The source is SQL Server. What is the error? Cannot find the file specified. Clearly it is saying which file. C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, MS SQL, data, master.mdf to obtain configuration information at startup. Clearly says, it clearly says this master.mdf cannot find the file in the proper location. Actually in this location it should be there. Okay, it should be there in this location. C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, MS SQL 14.ms SQL Server, MS SQL data. In this location it should be there, but unfortunately there is no file. Master.mdf file is not there in that location. So what you will get? You will get the error. So you cannot start the SQL Server. This is how you have to start troubleshooting. Okay, one way is either change the path in the system parameters. That is one way. Second way is try to copy the files by just checking in the event viewer to which location the files are not there. Try to copy the same files to the same location. So let me copy the files again. Okay, Control X, Control A, Control X. Okay, and where is the location? Location. This is the location. Okay, let me Control V. Okay, now I just copied the files to the last location. Means startup parameters in the startup parameters to which location the files are there. I just copied the files to the same location. Now if I start the SQL Server, okay, now I can start the SQL Server. Right now my SQL Server is started. So this is how we have to troubleshoot the issues. Okay, in case if you are not say for example all SQL related errors and all you can find in the error log. Okay, just refresh it. We will have one more option called, okay, SQL Server. If you expand it, what happened? 1 minute, please. It's closed. Okay, there is no existing connection. Let me disconnect and let me connect again. This is disconnect button. This is connect button. Okay, you can click on the connect button and click on connect again. Right now, if you expand management, if you expand the SQL Server logs, if you expand the current, okay, if you can see the current, right? Just click on the current error log. You can see all the errors. But when you can see the error log, if your SQL Server is accessible, then only you can connect to this error log, right? If the SQL Server is not accessible, you cannot expand these error logs and all. So the only way we have is, okay, event viewer. In the event viewer, go to the application logs. There you can find out what is the error, what is the issue, why the application is not starting clearly here in the general section, so that you can start troubleshooting based on these errors. Okay, this is how we are going to troubleshoot the issues. If your SQL Server is not started, this is how we have to start troubleshooting the SQL Server related issues and all. Okay, clear. Last point I'll discuss and then I'll close the session for today. Okay, when you start the SQL Server, which system database will online first and which system database will online next? What is the order of coming online of the system databases? Which system database will come to online first, then which system database will come to online next? Any idea?
Master.
Very good,
Master
excellent,
will
excellent. Master will come
Then
first. Then
can you expand?
okay.
Can you
temp
expand that?
Yes.
Master, then
master and temp DB next.
Okay.
then
Based on database ID only, right, sir?
model.
Tell me.
Model.
Tell me. Now you only tell me based
Master.
on TempDB, based on IDs, or it will start in a different way.
Master database, next to TempDB database, TempDB,
Okay.
model database, next MSDB.
So we have already discussed a logic for model and TempDB. Now tell me the order.
Master, model, temp, and then MSDB.
Why always you forget about the husband?
Oh, resource.
Okay. Okay, don't forget the husband and wives. Okay, guys, please. Okay. So
Resource.
first
That's
master,
hidden, right?
yes, first master, then resource, then your model database. Why? Because based on model only your TempDB will be created, right? Yes, based
Yes,
on the
yes.
importance, IDs will be decided. Based on the database importance, IDs are decided. But based on the importance of the system database, okay, the system databases will start, right? So here, based on the model, your TempDB will start. So model will come first, then your TempDB will come next. Okay. So master database, then resource database, then model database, then TempDB, then
TempDB,
finally MSDB. So what is the proof for this? Where is the proof? We are discussing a lot of things, right? Where is the proof? Go to your management error log. Okay, in the error log, it will be tracked each and everything. Open current error log. There you can see, go down error log. Always you have to read from bottom to top. Okay, the old error will be at the bottom and the recent error will be on the top. Okay, so once my SQL server is started, okay, the track is going to be start from here, right? So go to here and you can see, if you have a free time, try to read the error log. You will get lot of information, guys. You will get a good subject if you start reading the error log and all, what it will do, what this will do, what this will do, what this will do, what this step will do, what this step will do, when, what is the order. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so first it was detected the SQL server addition. The first step is just detected at 9:40 to 27. Most of the, like, why? Because it will start immediately, right? You can see very milliseconds gap in the each session. Okay, all are sessions only. First it will detect the addition of the SQL server, which addition and all. Then it will detect the machine. Then it will allocate one process ID. Then you can see the authentication mode. Okay, then it will detect the machine, virtual box or physical machine. Then you can see the startup parameters. Okay, startup parameters, you can see -d master.mdf. Okay, -e error log. If you click here, okay, if you go down, you can see the proper. Okay, just select here, you can see the information in the below. In case if you change the line, okay, you can see the information in the below. Okay, the error will be, the message will be changed. Okay, right, these are the startup parameters. You can see, select the startup parameter section, you can see -d master.mdf. First it will wait, it will search for the startup parameters. Okay, then error log, then log file. Okay, then you can see here -s and you can see here. Okay, just go up, 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 up. See here, starting up master database, first one. Okay, starting up master database, go up, you can see somewhere. Okay, resource database also will be started first. You see here, starting of resource database, MS SQL system resource, this is the second one. Then actually model will be started. Okay, but what happened is, due to the time, okay, it will show like that. Okay, first model only will be started. Based on model only your template will be started. Okay, see here, what is the proof? My template will be created every time, a new template will be created every time. See here, once model is started, see here, starting tempdb, the tempdb files will be cleared. Okay, here you can see tempdb is cleared, one message you can see here, tempdb is cleared. Okay, where is that? Service broker tempdb, see here, clearing the temp database. Okay, clearing the temp database every time. See, once model is started, it just cleared the temp database, then it started the tempdb. Okay, so this is the order: first master, then resource database, then your model database, then your tempdb, then finally your msdb, then all user databases will come in the order. Okay, time it will show you same time, but actually the milliseconds is different. Okay, the entries you can see like this, but this is actual order: master, resource, your model, then tempdb. Okay, then your msdb, then all your user database will come online first. Okay, in the next class I'll ask you the IDs. Okay, and I'll ask you the startup parameters, and I'll ask you the order of starting the system databases. Okay, so just try to prepare it. Okay, so we have already provided the documents to you, the same document. Okay, everything will be clearly mentioned here: database IDs. Okay, master 1, tempdb 2, model 3, msdb, resource database 32,767. Okay, so how to find out the resource database ID? You cannot check here, right? So if you run one query to see all the files, select star from sys dot sysalt files. Okay, there is a query to see the files of each database: master database, data file, log file. Okay, system databases, tempdb data file, log file, model database data file, log file, msdb data file, log file, employee data file, log file, sales data file, log file, student data file, log file, data database. Okay, what is this data? I guess this is for resource database. Okay, So if you see here, okay, you can see the ID of the resource database, which is 32,767. Okay, what is the ID of resource database? 32,767. And if you see the path, okay, if you expand this column, you can see the file name MS SQL system resource.mdf, MS SQL system resource.ldf. So in the sys.sys alt file,
Sys.sys alt file.
yeah, we'll tell you in which location your files are there, your data files and log files, in which location. Very important query. Very important query. I'll tell you what is the importance of this query. Sometimes we have to move the files logically. First, once you change the path of the databases in the master database, this information you are picking up from the master database. In the master database, how it is going to be stored? Okay, in case you want to move this employee database from one location to another location, first you have to change the path in the master database. Then you have to move the files physically. Then only it will fix the issue. Otherwise, if you simply stop the database and if you just simply move the databases from one location to another location, the database won't come online. Why? Because you have to update the path in the master database, right? Once you updated the path, then master database will check whether the files are there in the specific path or not. Once it found the files in that location, then it is going to be okay. Start the database. Otherwise, your database won't come online. Okay, why? Because you have to change the path. This path has to be changed. The MS SQL, sorry, the master database files path has to be changed. Okay, in case you want to move the databases from one location to another location. Okay, clear? Any issues, any doubts in today's class? If there are no doubts, that's it for today. Okay, the next class means in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow the class will be started for 7:30 only. It will be start at 7:30. Okay, tomorrow and after tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we'll start the session at 7:30.
Sir, I have a small doubt, sir.
Yes. In
Sir,
case
if master data is corrupted, can you recover the data from the resource DB from the physical files? Sir?
that is not not possible. Okay, in case of master database is corrupted, you have to rebuild the whole instance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions? Again, okay, don't skip the practice and all. Try to like configure the virtual machines, try to download the files. Okay, try to start practicing, otherwise you will forget everything. Next, I mean like for the next 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, usually we'll go for a theory part. Okay, we have to like have some knowledge on the theory as well, right? How SQL Server will work, how data will be organized, what data files will be stored, what is the page, how much page size will be, what exactly it will be stored in the page. Okay, right? These things and all will be discussed. Almost all database internals will be discussed in the next 2 days. Okay, so it will be some kind of boring session, but don't worry, in case of any doubts, just let me know immediately. Okay, fine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
please upload the videos today.
Yes, definitely.
Cool.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Can you install and download just with the help of the recordings or any other help we need to take?
No,
like-
that's fine. See, you can able to understand my classes, right?
Yes.
Then in that case, you can easily install your SQL Server just by following the recordings.
Okay.
Simply just follow the records. Nothing will be there. Okay, just go through the recordings and check again and again. In case if you have doubts, check the recordings again and again. Then it will be helpful to like what we can say, to start the session, to practice the virtual machines, to build the virtual machines, to install the Windows OS and all. It will be helpful for you. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, please? So if no questions, that's it for today. Okay. Tomorrow we are going to meet at 7:30 a.m. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Tell me.
Is there any sequence to download and install first? We need to
No
install.
sequence. No sequence. Okay. Sequence in installing. There is no sequence in downloading.
Mm.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Thank you.